I just spent $25,000 on digital art, aka NFTs. What?
This is pretty exciting for me. Hopefully this does not backfire. It's fun. It feels like a stock almost. A limited edition metallic gold LE Series 1. So you've added to your Top Shot squad. Boom. We are now proud owners of this card.
What's up guys, Humphrey here. Yes, I know it sounds crazy, but just over this weekend alone, I moved over $25,000 from my Coinbase balance into my Dapper balance, and I started buying digital basketball cards on NBA Top Shop. I plan to explain that a little bit later in this video, but for now you're probably thinking to yourself, Humphrey, you just spent half of the average American salary on digital art. Have you gone mad? And to that I say, maybe. Send help? But allow me to explain. So if you've been following the cryptocurrency space for a while, you know that Bitcoin and Ethereum have been hitting their all-time highs in the past few weeks. There's become an increased adoption on decentralized currency, especially Bitcoin, especially with the recent announcement of Tesla buying $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin and soon to be taking Bitcoin as payment in exchange for Teslas. Even Robinhood's been currently rumored to be sitting on over $2 billion worth of Dogecoin. Now, NFTs have been gaining popularity in the news. Logan Paul recently created 3,000 of his own NFTs and sold over 1,700 of them, totaling about $3.5 million in the first day. An infamous billionaire Chamath Palihapitiya has even gone on record to say that he's been acquiring some NFTs slowly in his portfolio.
I am building a fairly sizable portfolio of what are called NFTs, non-fungible tokens, some digital art, some virtual trading cards. And these may sound crazy to some, but I do think that that's the next frontier.
So that begs the question, what are NFTs exactly? Well, let me explain that to you really quickly. To make this as easy as possible to understand, NFTs are essentially digital tokens or digital collectibles. NFT stands for non-fungible token. The root word here is fungible, and that's the keyword that we're going to be focusing on today, and it means interchangeable. Something like these two 20s are going to be fungible. So what that means is that you don't really care which one you get, as long as you have one of the $20 bills that has the same value as the other $20 bill. These are fungible. They're fungible in that they're not really unique either, but let's look at something that's non-fungible really quick. So I've actually brought in this moon print behind me, and this moon print is a limited edition 1 out of 3. If I gave you this edition, which is number 1 out of 3, well, that's not exactly the same as if I gave you the number 2 edition out of 3. They're unique in that they're numbered. Number 1 is not the same as number 2. So I own number 1, but somebody else could own number 2, and they're unique in that sense. So physical art in this way is non-fungible. If you purchase a limited edition artwork from, say, Banksy, well, he is the creator of that artwork, and he probably only made one of those. The value of the art comes from the fact that it's scarce. He probably only made a couple versions, or maybe in some cases just one version. So to get more context on how physical art is actually valued, I interviewed Christy Landing, a founder of an art gallery out of Charleston, South Carolina, and here's what she had to say about how physical art gains its value. Hey Christy, how's it going?
Hey, Humphrey, good. How are you?
Pretty good. So I just mainly wanted to ask you a really quick question, which is, where does physical art derive its value from? Like, can you give me some examples of some of the factors?
Yeah, so there are a lot of factors to consider, including the medium, materials used, experience of the artist, their educational background, the availability or rarity of the works, and the gallery that represents the artist. As a gallerist, I found that the reputation of the artist has the greatest impact on the valuation of their works.
So with those factors in mind, it's easy to see why NFTs are very valuable. In terms of scarcity, authenticity, and also who's owned it before, NFTs solve for that with the power of the blockchain. Blockchain is the technology that's required for cryptocurrency to actually work. And in the most simple manner, it's just a ledger system that records ownership of said token. If you send a Bitcoin from yourself to your friend,
show me the money! Derek, you better yell! Show me the money!
that transaction is recorded, validated, and transparent on the Bitcoin network. So since NFTs are built on blockchain technology, it actually solves for a lot of problems that the physical art world has when it comes to exchanging art. For example, authenticity and verification of the artist. You'll also get a record of who's owned it before, and you'll also get a record that it's actually real. In the art world, how do you guys verify that an artwork is actually done by that person?
Yeah, so for authenticity, there are expert authenticators who verify that the artwork was indeed completed by a specific artist and is not a forgery. And authentication can be based on things like the verification of authorship, matching of the style and subject matter, the provenance or documentation of history, and as well as forensic testing of the work.
But what's actually going to determine the value of an NFT? Let's talk about that really quickly. So at this point, anybody can make an NFT collectible, and that's kind of where you get a lot of noise because you don't really know who's going to be a prominent artist in the future. I've pulled up a lot of examples right here online from the foundation.app marketplace, which is a marketplace for NFT traders. And as you can see, here's a woman eating a piece of fruit, and that's actually become her NFT that she's trying to sell. At this time, this person eating this piece of fruit, there's only ever been one of them ever made, and it's actually going for a reserve price of $877.48 in Ethereum. So this actually presents a little bit of a problem. You have all of these artists creating NFTs trying to capitalize on the opportunity, but you're not really too sure which one to invest in because you don't know which one's going to be the next digital Banksy or digital Van Gogh. Now, another way NFTs can actually determine their value is by historical significance, and none have been more exemplified than the Nyan Cat meme, which recently sold in auction for over $579,000. The reason why I think it sold for that much is because of its historical significance and the fact that there was only one of them ever minted. So there's a lot of risk in assessing the value of NFTs at this time. We don't know if this space is going to explode in say 1, 5, or 10 years or not. There's a chance it really thrives, or there's a chance it just goes all to zero. Older generations might be quick to say,
why pay for something if it only exists online?
But while those people are having a harder time understanding and wrapping their heads around it, the younger generations have already adopted this type of behavior. Now, I'm personally no stranger to buying digital goods. I've purchased a lot of Fortnite and League of Legends skins in my own past. And so did a lot of other gamers. In 2020 alone, Fortnite actually generated over $1.8 billion in revenue, and that all came from cosmetic goods and digital goods. Another reason why I'm starting to like this concept is that there are a lot of other validating opinions from other social media stars such as YouTuber Logan Paul, billionaires like Chamath Palihapitiya, like we talked about before, and even Mark Cuban. So it makes sense that as more people get into this space, it's going to become more and more mainstream and hopefully more acceptable in modern society. So because I was interested in this space and I didn't want to take on the risk of just choosing a random artist and buying some NFTs to invest in, what I did was I chose NBA Top Shop to get into NFTs. NBA Top Shop is a digital card collectible marketplace officially licensed by the NBA. It also runs on the blockchain that was created by the same company that actually created CryptoKitties back in 2017, which were the original NFTs of the time. That company is Dapper Labs, and which, by the way, has also raised over $50 million from prominent venture capitalists. And because of the partnership with the NBA, I actually felt like this was a less risky way to get involved with NFTs because there was going to be a proven market and proven liquidity, especially with the NBA governing it and hopefully endorsing and supporting it. Each card is released in a limited edition, so that kind of solves for the scarcity problem, and it's actually pretty easy to transact on there as well. That's probably one of the main reasons why I decided to invest $25,000 of my own money into NBA Top Shot. In my view, basically, I had invested $5,000 of my own money into Ethereum back in March of 2020, which has since raised almost 12 or 13-fold. I wanted to take some of those profits off of my Ethereum gains and actually diversify them into a new space such as this. Another reason that really solidified Top Shot was this exact moment when I bought my Steph Curry card.
This is pretty exciting for me. Hopefully this does not backfire. Famous last words. Dapper balance here, $9,900. The total is $9,398. I'm going to confirm this purchase. Let's do it. Processing payment. Payment submitted. Redirecting you back to the... Wow, do I not pay any fees? No fees for using crypto, guys. It's fun. It feels like a stock almost, but it's really interesting here. So I like this one because it's rare. You know, there's only 211 of them made. So you've added to your Top Shot squad. Boom. We are now proud owners of this card. All right, let's check out my collection now. My moments. Yep, I got 2, baby. That's sick. That is so sick.
Since I bought that Steph Curry card, that and all the other cards that I've purchased are now worth an estimated $58,000 in value on NBA Top Shop. It was just plain fun to buy them. In the week since I've purchased my Steph Curry card, which is a rare one edition out of 211, it's actually raised to about $18,000 in market price. That's almost $8,600 more than I paid. Now, this value could just be inflated or somewhat of a bubble, but I do believe as more and more people get into this space, the demand for the set number of limited cards is just going to be higher. But does that mean you should invest in NFTs? Well, that's completely up to you. I'm not here to give you any financial advice. I'm merely merely am trying to show you that this is a space that exists. I just wanted to explain what the space was and also break down my choices for you guys. I've reached my personal max on how much I want to put into NFTs, and I definitely plan to update you guys as time progresses. Let me know what you guys think of these NFTs in the comments. Do you think I'm really stupid for buying them? Do you like the idea of NFTs and owning digital collectibles, or do you think they're just a joke? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop it a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos in the future. Lastly, thanks to all my Patreon supporters. We recently hit 100 videos on the channel as well as 100 patrons, so I really appreciate you guys being here. I really thank you guys for watching my videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one, hopefully pretty soon here. All right, peace.